Assassin's Creed 3 is the 5th major installment in the long line of Assassin's Creed games. You might be asking yourself, why is this 3 and not 5? Well, the answer lies in the era that it takes place. Assassin's Creed 1 takes place during the Third Crusade, Assassin's Creed 2 takes place during the Renaissance, and 3 takes place during colonial times. Major events of American history takes place during Assassin's Creed 3, like the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the Boston Tea Party. Your character will travel back and forth from Boston and New York during his adventures. The plot of the game is as follows. An assassin by the name of Connor is fighting against a group of men collectively known as the Templars to protect his family and their land.
He was a Templar. What? Like the Knights Templar? Jesus. And they were a spook story.
They are very real.
I'll take your word for it, lad.
Connor is of native origin, and the idea of invaders coming and taking everything they have from food to land does not sit well with him. He must protect his people from the British, as well as helping others who also oppose the British.
What have you done? When my people go to war, a hatchet is buried into a post to signify its start. When the threat is ended, the hatchet is removed.
You could have used a tree.
Connor meets major historical figures like Benjamin Franklin and George Washington. The plot is a lot more complex and deeper than I am willing to go into. The game begins in the shoes of another man by the name of Haytham. We will later take control of Connor as a child and watch him as he grows up under the watchful eyes of the British. Connor learns at an early age to hunt and fight on his own. Using traps, bait, and other special equipment, he uses more than just his fists to defend himself and his family and friends. The major things to do in Assassin's Creed 3 besides the main story are side quests. There are a lot to do in Boston, New York, and the frontier. All have a lot of collectibles and side quests to accomplish, like hunting, feather collecting, page collecting, eagle eye synchronizations, the liberations of districts, and, of course, assassinations. Connor is a skilled fighter, no doubt about it. Ubisoft has simplified the controls to make this entry a lot more easier to pick up and play. You do not need to hold down any shoulder buttons to alternate between different attacks. There are simply just a block button, an attack button, and a defend button. Each fight plays out the same, taking cues from the Batman Arkham games. Enemies' heads will have triangles above them. Depending on the color, red or yellow, Connor must defend or move out of the way. Red is a blockable attack, while yellow is an unblockable attack. Connor must move out of the way of oncoming gunfire or the swinging of a large weapon in the event of a yellow triangle. Not every enemy will go down without a fight. Some of the more elite enemies need to be disarmed before they can take damage, and some cannot be disarmed at all. Depending on what type of enemies they are, there are only a handful of enemy types, which makes remembering what tactics to use easier than one would think. There is a lot to do in Assassin's Creed 3, and so little time to explain it all. Let's just stick to some quick, noteworthy things. Connor can join different guilds, like the Fighting Guild and the Hunting Guild, giving him tasks to accomplish, to join their ranks and earn goods and money. Connor can hunt animals for their skins and meat to sell for money, or to use to upgrade items. A major new gameplay section is the ship battles. I personally did not like this, so I never played it again. Everyone likes it, but I didn't. The player can send caravans to trade in 3 major areas. Also, the player can recruit people to work on the homestead. The homestead is a home base of sorts for where Connor calls home. With his mentor, Achilles, they find and help people in need to make a better life for themselves by making a living on their land. By the end of the game, the homestead will be populated with so many people it becomes a city all of itself. This is just scratching the surface of things to do in Assassin's Creed. This is the first Assassin's Creed game that I did not stop playing after 20 minutes. As of this recording, my save file had about 35 hours with only 50% completed. I really have nothing negative to say about 3, really, except the ship battles are not my cup of tea, and there is no real sneaking around, just awkward hugging of walls and hiding in bushes. Assassin's Creed 3 is a great entry into the series, especially for those who are new to the series. People who are looking for a great story should play all the other Assassin's Creed games before picking this game up. But the intro at the beginning of the game sums the story up pretty well, to anyone who has missed out. Assassin's Creed 3 gets a 9.5 out of 10. I'm Agent Duckky, and thanks for watching.